All right, it's the Chairside Wizards. In three, two, one.
The best leadership happens when you step away for 10 minutes.
This is Back in 10.
Hey everyone. Welcome back to Back in 10. I am Jen.
And I'm Savanah.
So what we're going to talk about today is our chairside manner. So whether that's our clinical team, our admin team, what that looks like, we'll have to see time-wise, right? But even how as a leader we can talk to our team about their chairside manner. I think that would be kind of cool too.
Is your attitude in check?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I heard some things a few years ago that really stuck with me in that you really like when you walk through the threshold to that office, you have to leave everything that happened, personal life, even professional life, like leave it at the door, leave it away. You can't bring that with you. And that's hard to do sometimes, right? But that affects how we act. It affects our tone. It affects how we communicate, our prickliness, I'll say. So it's important that you even have someone on your team that you can have like a buddy, right? A little buddy system that I could go, Savanah, I'm having a day. It's snow globe day today. I cannot see through the blizzard that is happening outside of this office. And then Savanah knows that she's going to be there a little bit to support me today. And then I'll do that for her when she needs it, right? Side note, we do that for each other anyways. And yeah.
That's like us literally every day, Jen.
Yeah. But
Wait, side note, it was funny. It was last night, Jen and I were I think we were on FaceTime. This was like the third time yesterday that this happened. And her husband walks in. Oh no, this is the first time we had not talked on the phone, but this is the first FaceTime. And her husband walks in, he goes, this is the first time I've seen Savanah all day. And he's like, that's shocking.
Yep.
Find your person.
Yeah, you just have to, right? And you were like, other than Dom, you were the last person I talked to before I went to bed last night. You just
Honored.
But like it's important to have someone on your team that you can go to and just say like, I'm having a day, that they can help to support you, because you can't always be your best if you have all these other things going on. So it's important just to be able to have someone. And it doesn't mean you need to go into details. Do not unload on that person, because then they're might be in a bad mood, but just be there to support, right? So that way, when you are chairside or a patient's in front of you, that you have a positive tone, that you are not short or snippy with them, or rude or anything like that. And look, I know, Savanah, I told you this before. There was an office that I worked at very briefly, 2 days. 2 days was too long. And
tell the world, Jen, just tell them what their slogan was.
We cater to cowards.
Effing bananas. That is so wild.
That's not a good first impression, right? And essentially, that means all of your patients that are going to come to you are going to have a possible form of dental anxiety, or haven't had good experiences in the past, or it's
complex.
Yeah, it's not attracting the right clientele, I'll say. And that's really difficult for your team to always be on like that. Essentially, they're not just a clinician, they're a therapist. And that's where it gets really challenging, because you want them to have that good bedside manner, but there's only so much that someone can take. Everyone, they had a reason to do it, I'll say, right? Clearly they had a reason, but it's important that you understand what your slogans are, what they mean for you, what they mean for your patients, but how that can affect your chairside manner, right? And who you need to be for those patients when they're in the office. So, I'll go with that. But I think, Savanah, one of the things that I, as a as a clinician, as an assistant and hygienist, that I always made sure that I did was know who my patients were. So
Yes.
when we're talking about chairside manner, obviously we're not putting this directly into the patient ledger, right? But the patient's notes, a section that is not their ledger, you can write things in there about, what their last vacation was, or if their grandchild is, graduating, or there's a wedding or something like that. Something that you can remember them too, that definitely helps with your chairside manner. And that patient's like, oh my gosh, you remembered that? I didn't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
My notes reminded me.
My
But it's
notes
it's
remind-
important. Yeah. But I remember patients would be their attitudes would change when I talked to them about things that we talked about in the past, and it made them happy, right? Or I would put something in there, do not talk about XYZ,
Yep.
because I want them to have a good experience, and I also want to be professional and have,
Mhm.
have a good rapport with them.
It's also great to have a check-in with your doctor too. Um, and when I say that, I would go directly to the doctor and ask for feedback on team members because they're sitting chairside with these team members all day. Um, that would give me the opportunity to have conversations with the team regarding their chairside manner. So I thought that was very important to do.
Mhm.
And then when you have a doctor who is just cold as ice, that is the hardest conversation to have as a practice administrator. How do you
Mhm.
warm up your doc so they don't come off as cruel and calculating? Chairside.
It's time to
Give
get
them
your
a
color
shot of
music.
whiskey.
Give them a shot of whiskey.
Don't do that. We can't have any drunk clinicians. That's lawsuits galore. I
No,
didn't
don't take
say
any
that.
laughing gas or anything like that. No, do not. You are never to be under the influence of anything
That was a
while you are
joke.
caring for
HR.
patients. You can be under the influence of joy and happiness. Have those emotions at the control, but do not have any others. Yes, you can be frustrated. Um, it's really difficult. And I think when you have a clinician that is cold and is not warm and inviting, you need to find out what makes them warm. And it's difficult to
Not
do.
alcoholic. Like we
Yeah,
just
no, not physically, like not in their gut. I mean, like what
talked.
emotionally, what makes them happy? What makes them joyful? And figure out what that is. And sometimes you need to like get out of the office and go to lunch and have a conversation with them outside of that space. They
Mm.
might have always been that way in the office, but are completely different out of the office. I've seen that before too.
Mhm.
And that's an easier conversation to have because you're like, dude, you're really fun to be around. But when I'm in the office, I don't want to be around you. And the patients don't either. Right. So it's an easier conversation when you do that. But I've had some providers that I've had to sit down and talk to them about their demeanor and ask them like, how would you want your mom or your sibling or your children to be treated when they're in this situation, especially if a patient is anxious? That's when
Mhm.
you can't be cold. You need to be overly
Mhm.
warm and supportive and there to help them. So it's just, again, everything's a conversation, but bring it back to your core values. And if it doesn't work, then maybe they're on the wrong bus. You need to bring everything back to why you're there and what your mission is and what your values are. And if it's not in alignment, that's okay. Now, if it's the owner dentist,
Well, we have another conversation that needs to be had. Or you
yeah,
have a conversation where you hit the road, Jack.
yeah, like an internal conversation with,
Yeah.
is this really what I signed on for?
No.
No,
No one does.
no,
No one
mm-mm,
does.
mm-mm,
Mm-mm.
no.
So
So,
use your tools that you have in your communication toolbox to have these conversations with your team, with your doctor, even with yourself. You got to reflect on yourself, especially if you are in that conference room for 4 hours straight talking about $50,000 treatment plans, $120,000 treatment plans, 4 on X, ortho, the whole kit and caboodle. By number 4, you're going to be tired and you might be a little cranky yourself. So there needs to be a healthy amount of self-reflection when it comes to your own chairside manner as well. And for your admin team, they're on the phone quite a bit during the day, answering some tough questions, mainly about insurance. I would say 80% of the calls that I took while I was a patient coordinator was about, is my insurance going to cover it? When you get asked that 80 times in one day, you can feel your patients really getting thin. So take that break that you need. Take 10, listen to Back in 10 for some comedy and some reminders on you got this. You are good chairside and can have pleasant, positive conversations even when faced with negativity.
Yeah, and if you find that you're getting asked the same questions all the time, is there something else that you can do to help to alleviate some of those? So maybe it's a conversation when they're in the office. Maybe it's you need to send them some information or more education, just patient education about their insurance. Make a pamphlet that you can give to them that it's not going to be specific for every single every single treatment, but it's just going to give them some overall understanding about what insurance is, right? That was the example that you used. So just think about other ways that can help you during the day. So that way you have more patience. And I'll say, this is one thing that I found, like I felt like I ended up using all of my patience during the day at work. And when I came home, I had very little for the people that deserved it the most. And that's a really tough pill to swallow. So sometimes it's not just you, sometimes it's where you are, right? So think about that too, because it's important to make sure that you do have that bedside manner and you do have that for the patients. But you also need to go home at the end of the day and have that patience for the people that you love and care about. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And for me, I'll say I had to make a change to make sure that I had the patience for the ones that I loved and cared about. And that's okay too.
Jen, I feel this so hard. I had to have a conversation with my ex-husband about after my work day. There was one point when I was managing that it was just the stress was just debilitating. It was awful. And I remember coming home and just being a complete bitch. I was awful. I was awful. So we decided that, I would take the drive home to decompress. But for the first 15 minutes that I walked in the door, like I needed silence in my own space, not driving from A to B, but like before I could even talk to him, I had to, go use the bathroom, go put my pajamas on, take off my friggin' bra at the end of the day. Just give me that 15 minutes that I need.
Yes.
And then I'm able to just let it go. Sometimes we just need to have also those conversations with our families of like, mommy had a really long day. Just give her 5 minutes, let her use the bathroom, and we're going to have a great dinner and we're going to play a board game after dinner. Like something as simple as that, and recognizing that you need that time for yourself too.
Yeah. Oh, we could go on about that because now it brings in a whole other challenge if you work from home.
Girl, I know. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
at least if I didn't want to wear a bra, I didn't have to. So
Like it's there you go. But it's amazing though, because like you talk about the stress and everything too, it affects you not just mentally, but physically. Like me personally, I gained a lot of weight. And I'm working to get that off, right? I just told Savanah and the wizard before this that I I have lost a fair amount of weight and just decided to chop my hair off in celebration. It's important that you sit down and you take the time to reflect on where you are, who you are, and who you want to be. And that goes with Chairside Manor. That goes with life. We got really deep today.
So basically, if your Chairside Manor sucks, go take your bra off for 10 minutes and you'll feel great.
Hey.
That's Savannah's recommendation for the episode.
There you go.
Let it hang out.
Let it all hang out.
Breathe it out.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On that note.
My girls know when my bra is off, the door between my side and my in-law side of our houses is closed. End of discussion. The door does not open until the girls have been uplifted.
Damn. At this point in my life, I don't even give a poop anymore. My slider is wide open with it's wide open. Anyone could walk. I mean, not that anyone's going to walk through my yard because it's a massive private yard. Someone could walk by, and at this point in life, I don't care.
Yeah, if it's a rando, I don't really care, but no. My blinds are always open because we live so far off of the street that it's totally fine. But it's different. Like, that's my in-laws. You wouldn't have walked around with no bra on with your in-laws and under the same roof? No, I can't imagine.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. See, it's just different.
It depends how. I mean, I really liked my ex-husband's parents. So, like, they were so cool. I loved them. Like, I still talk to them and I'm friendly with them. I love them. So, I mean, maybe.
I love my in-laws too, but you don't need to see me with my girls a-flopping. I fed 2 babies with these boobies. No, thank you.
Do they sag nice and low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow?
Can you throw them over your shoulder
like a continental soldier?
I'll tell you what, in tribute to the late Ozzy Osbourne, we have gone off the rails on the crazy train.
It's totally good. Totally good. And on that note, we are going to clock out for the day because we are
going to take our bras off.
Yep. And our bedside manner might be questionable. So,
hey, I'm okay with kooky, crazy bedside manner as long as you're happy.
Yeah. And if you're down for that, yeah. Sounds good. Well, everyone have a wonderful day. And we hope that you had a nice little break from your day with us today.
Go take care of yourself. And your girls. You know what I mean. Oh, you can't see him. Come here. There he is. Hi.
I know. I stuck my crazies next door because they were barking because a delivery man came.
You're the cutest little dental doggy. Yeah, you need to be in there for Chairside Manor, don't you?
Yes,
she does. So calm and so snuggly, but I think the drill would scare the shit out of him.
Yeah.
God, I am so glad
He'd need his own therapy dog if he was ever a therapy dog in a dental office.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us on Back in 10.
If something made you laugh, nod, or feel a little more human, share it with a friend and make sure that you're subscribed.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Back in 10 Pod for more behind the scenes, updates, and probably a little chaos.
We're not here to have it all figured out. We're just here to tell you the things that we wish someone had told us.
And remind you that leadership doesn't have to be perfect, just real.
We'll be back in 10.